Hi, I'm Danielle Dietrich, and today in this video, I want to talk to you about WBE decertification and appeals. So, what is WBE? WBE is a women business enterprise, and this is a certification. It's a private certification. This is not a governmental certification. This is a private certification that is usually through an organization called Women's Business Enterprise National Council, otherwise known as WBENC. There are some other organizations that certify WBEs, but WeBank is really the gold standard and the most widely accepted. So that's the one I'm going to talk about today. So once you get WBE certification, it's great. You get to market your business as a woman of business. You get the ability to network with a lot of big corporations. You've got a great logo that you can put on your business cards, on your website, and all that. However, you do have to continue to meet all the criteria to be a WBE. And if you do not, you can lose your certification. So some of the reasons you could lose your certification is if the business entity's ownership and or control has changed. If it's no longer entirely controlled by women, and owned by at least 51% women. So that is one reason that you can get decertified. Um, there are avenues which other people can challenge your certification for a reason for no longer qualifying. Maybe they see evidence that's a front that it really isn't the woman controlling the business. So under that instance, you can go through the decertification proceeding. And also they look to see, are you doing something to circumvent the intent of the WBE program? So if you're not acting in accordance with what you're supposed to do. So if you find yourself in the situation, the WeBank Regional Partner Organization, so RPO, that is the organization within WeBank that you sought certification from. So I kind of call it the United States of WeBank. So there's these RPOs that cover different areas in the country that are more regional and do events locally, but they also do the certifications. So if they are looking at you for decertification, they will send you a decision saying what they were planning to do and summarize the reasons for that decision in writing with days of when they determine it. So you, as the WBE, you do have the right within the organization to appeal that. First, the appeal is to the local RPO board of directors, so the board for the regional partner organization that had certified you and then decertified you. And then above that, you have to appeal to the WeBank National Board of Directors. So for the local appeal process, first you can request a meeting with the executive director or the president of the RPO to talk about why was I decertified? Help me understand this. Now, this is informational purposes only. You can't really make an argument to overturn or anything here. This isn't a hearing, it's not an appeal. This also does not pause any of your deadlines for an appeal. So this is really sort of a extra help you understand what's going on sort of thing. Um, but from the time of when you receive the notice, you have 30 days of the decision to appeal to the RPO Board of Directors, and this has to be in writing. And after you do that, the board will contact you to schedule an appeal date if necessary. There's going to be an appeals committee that is required to be independent, so they should not be made up of the same people who made the initial decision. And they will consider all the information that has been presented and see if there is a reason to change their mind. And so within 30 days of your request for the appeal, they have to convene, review the file, and make a recommendation to the board of directors. And then an additional 15 days after that, the board of directors is supposed to review it and make a final decision and inform you of that decision within 7 days. If that is not favorable, you do have the option to appeal to say that this was an error. They made some sort of error. You appeal in writing to the WeBank National Board of Directors within 30 days from the date of the appeal letter that holds the decertification, excuse me. And then the WeBank National President is going to kind of take a first look at this and decide whether, is this something we should be reviewing? So for any lawyers out there, it's kind of like whether or not they're going to grant cert or not. And so they kind of make the first judgment call, like, is this really worth our time? Is this just frivolous? And so if there is an argument for an appeal, the documentation, your appeal will go to the National Appeals Subcommittee to look at their next meeting. That will be within 120 days. So we're dealing with a longer time period here. And so when the appeals subcommittee looks, they evaluate everything and they make a recommendation to the WBEE president to overturn or to uphold the decertification. And so the chairperson of the certification committee communicates that to the board of directors, and then the WBEE president will ultimately communicate that final decision to you. So by the time that process plays out, you are potentially already at the timeline for when you can reapply. So depending what the reason for the decertification or same process for a denial is, you may be better off just reapplying. And so, it's kind of complicated. If you are very serious, if this certification means a lot to you, it may be worthwhile for you to reach out to me, have me do a review, have me handle your appeal, or have me tell you, look, maybe you should appeal this, maybe you shouldn't. And if you shouldn't, here's why, here's what you can fix, to kind of give you that evaluation from someone who's handled a lot of these. So I hope that this is helpful, and thank you, and I'll see you next video.